Welcome, Winter Solstice. The crone is dead. Winter is born. Season of death and hereafter. Winter, essential for spring. Season of stillness and solitude. Winter's journey leads inward, where the crone's wisdom lies woven as thread. Take a moment to bask in the light and feel the heat of the Yule log. May this log burn. May the wheel turn. May evil spurn. Let the sun return. Acknowledge the four cardinal elements in darkness with sprigs of holly. Hold the holly in your hands up to your third eye. Red and green, holly bright, help me cast my circle tonight. As sun returns, glowing bright, I welcome back the Lord of Light. Place a sprig of holly around you in each of the directions. North. As the fallow fields grow cold beneath my feet, so do I honor the stillness that comes before the thaw. East. As the winds of change stir in my life, sweeping away what is old and outworn, so I stir to wakefulness on this solstice night. South. As a spark of light ignites the darkness, I honor the rebirth of the sun on this solstice night. West. As I release the expectations of this year to the ever-changing waters of life, so do I await the intuition that lies in the darkness. Light the corresponding candles as you recite the incantation, pausing between them to adjust to the additional light they cast. I humbly call the quarters to invite the guardians of the watchtowers of the elemental and celestial realms to join my circle this solstice night. I call on the north and powers of earth. I require your bounty to sustain me through the winter. Come to me as a silent cavern, place of renewal. I call on the east and powers of air. Sail on crisp winter wings as you bring the golden dawn. Come to me as a clear night sky. I call on the south, powers of fire. Bring the heat of a flame to warm my heart. Come to me as a welcoming hearth. I call on the west and powers of water. I would not survive if you did not nourish the earth and bathe me in sweet rains. Come to me as a quiet snowfall. Grandmother Universe and the power of the celestial plane, from which the infinite strength and wisdom of the cosmos comes, as above, so below. Great Mother Goddess, provider of life, Lady of earthly existence, bring forth your consort in his brilliant light. Guardians of the physical and metaphysical realms, join my celebration of the rebirth of light, that I may work my seasonal magic under your protections and powers to see it done. Using an athame, holly sprig or finger, cut the seal and circle closed. In this space without a place, in a time outside of time, between the worlds, I form a circle of divine intent. The hallowed space of the circle is now cast, and cannot be broken until the magic is complete. My will be done. Before the spring there is winter, when whispers of ancient wisdom travel on the cold, dark winter winds. There is beauty in the darkness of the natural world, a kindling in the cold, and music in the silence of a winter's night. Rejoice, for you are of flesh and blood and sentient mind to observe the solstice night. Solstice, or Mother's Night, is winter's beginning, the full force of the season yet to be realized. When you step out into the winter snow, you can easily see evidence that your woodland friends are also aware of this. For our non-human chums, surviving winter is serious business. You wonder how they do it without the cocoa and alpaca socks. Is it the little chickadee, as fragile as she looks? According to Audubon.com, the black-capped chickadees are familiar birds all across northern North America. Common even in winter, more than 1,000 were tallied on a recent Christmas bird count in Fairbanks, Alaska. Chickadees are tiny birds, weighing less than a half ounce. How can such a fragile creature survive the rigors of a winter at high latitudes? For winter survival, chickadees have three things going for them. They're insulated, they're active, and they have a good memory. Thanks to a half-inch coat of insulating feathers, chickadees maintain their body temperature at 100 degrees Fahrenheit during daylight hours, even when the air is at 0 degrees. At night, their temperature drops 18 degrees, which reserves their store of fat. Also, chickadees gather food at a terrific rate. In autumn, they stash their winter sustenance all around their territory. Their good memories enable them to find this food when the days are short and cold. It's not surprising that the part of the brain associated with spatial memory is larger in chickadees than in many other birds. Our hardy chickadee is equipped to cope with the changing seasons. But for humanity, winter isn't what it used to be. Our ancestors faced the harsh reality that our feathered friends still know well. The darkness is not overcome with the flick of a switch. It is far colder outside than in. Everything is more keenly felt, and the return of spring a true lifeline. In their lives, there is no choice but to live in the moment. There is no time to dwell in the past. The luxury of wallowing does not exist. Tonight, your work will lead you into the darkness of the silent cavern within, at the center of your spiral. There, in the protective embrace of your Great Mother, is the seat of consciousness, from whence you can hear her spinning the web of life, binding you into her spells of wisdom. The spiral is a fundamental form of nature. To ancient people, the spiral was a sacred symbol of the goddess and her transformative powers, a vortex of energy where you can connect with the life force of all, your deepest self, and the divine. The spiral also symbolizes winter hibernation, or hunkering down in the cold months when life turns inward for a time of reflection. Always mindful that this same spiral of energy that leads you downward inside us in winter eventually leads us back up toward the light of spring. Your spiral. Here is the balance of life and death. Winter, the last stop of the earthly year. Death, the last act of earthly life. Just as life begins, it ends. Just as life ends, it begins. The wheel turns and always will. Balance and harmony, life to death. The eternal dance between sun and earth. Light the green candle. The wheel turned again to solstice, in winter away from the sun. The hours of light few and precious, the leisure of warmth at minimum. Light the red candle. Even in the darkest hour on the longest night, the spark of life lingers dormant, waiting. Tonight I embrace the darkness, for tomorrow it begins its retreat. Light the sun candle. As the wheel turns, light returns on the journey back to equinox. Shadows vanish, Mercury rises. The blessed sun gives rebirth to the planet. Take a moment to bask in the additional light you've created. On winter solstice, nature holds its breath in anticipation of the spark of inspiration that will ignite the coming year. Take up your intention candle in one hand and your chalice in the other. Look at your spiral. Imagine yourself smaller or the spiral larger so that you might travel into it. You enter the outermost arm. As you begin to travel inward, notice the similarity of this inner space, as with the Milky Way, as above, so below. You are now traveling within the spiral, looking out. The flames of the fire and altar candles are all you can see from its dark yet comforting place. I feel the darkness all around me, yet I am warm and find illumination in the darkness. Notice the glow from a single flame, and notice the layers of color within its light, how it dances and shifts. Just as I will shift and adjust my goals in the coming weeks. Step into the innermost coil of the spiral. Set your candle and chalice down. Make yourself comfortable. As more of human life moved indoors in winter, so did the season become a time to look inward, to take stock of the past year and forward to the next. The point of this endeavor is to learn from experiences and inform future ones, not to ruminate on regrettable moments. It is not winter, but the scorn and judgment of the dark, cold recesses we inflict upon ourselves that we modern folk should fear. Tonight, let your senses turn wild. Let them take you to a clearing in the wood. Feel the cold kiss your face. Hear the wind rush by. See the dark sky adorned with twinkling light. As you sit in the beautiful darkness of a December night, imagine how the silent stars go by above you. It is one of the most incredible and beautiful wonders of this world that we can behold the magic of the cosmos with our naked eyes. And 'tis the season when Orion returns, and clusters like the Pleiades, the Seven Sisters, and the elusive beehive within Cancer become visible once more. Are you able to picture it? Or has your mind already brought you back indoors to Cozy Town? Don't go in just yet. Picture instead the bizarro world of the Southern Hemisphere, where December is summer and New Year's is a beach day. For there, this is the longest day of the year. Can you imagine it? Maybe you'd rather not. Or maybe you would follow yonder star to the flowing waters and greener pastures of the world. Are you a little lamb who's lost in the winter without your shepherd to watch over you? Will you remain so until spring, when your heart sings out, "Joy to the world, the Lord is come, let earth receive her King"? Or does heaven and nature sing for you when the Lord of light takes his leave and only casts his rays upon the glorious snow of a winter's midday? For you, shade seekers, does your song ring out, "Oh, come, let us adore him," at this time in the rolling year, when you will not turn away, but let him kiss you softly on the cheek? Whether your jam is a sun who is mild and subdued, or warm and radiant, can you picture yourself happy wherever you find yourself at the moment, even if the weather outside is frightful? Maybe you'd feel liberated without your fixed expectations and allowed each season to play out as if it were new, or perhaps as if it were your last. "What day is it?" asked Pooh. "It's today," squeaked Piglet. "My favorite day," said Pooh. Amen. Pick up your candle in both hands. Let a soft gaze settle on it as you allow the following thoughts to help you set an intention for the coming year. Imagine if you didn't wish time away, but that your life is what's happening between the past and the future. Imagine if you believed that wherever you are in each moment is the only place you'll ever find joy. Imagine if you learned to cherish the mundane simply because you're alive on this astonishing planet. Imagine if this were the winter that you explored a practice of living in the present and of accepting that which you cannot control. Take this short and sweet quote from Thich Nhat Hanh as your affirmation of the intention for the coming year to work on living in the present moment. Only this moment is life. Visualize that you've taken up such a practice for a full year. You found the resources to guide you. You implemented the practice into your daily life, and your intention is fulfilled. What would this mean to you? If it came to pass that you were able to bring yourself into the present whenever your thoughts receded to the cold, dark places, would you rejoice when the wheel turns this way again? Would you find that this has set you free? Would your song be as sweet as a chickadee's? With an intention filling your mind, lift your chalice again. Hold it up. Cheers, my mother, who rules the season. I raise my glass to you and the season. I welcome your season with joy in my heart. Enjoy your libration with appreciation. When you are ready, follow the path back out of the spiral. As you emerge from the spiral, pick up the ribbon that formed your spiral. Begin wrapping it around your intention candle in another spiral shape. You can use another candle's flame to warm the wax enough to adhere it and recite these words. Only this moment is life. With this affirmation I make, let this candle's flame bring me back to center, where intentions awake. Holding this intention candle wrapped in a coil, focus again on the light of a single candle. Envision that each time you light this intention candle, it will reaffirm the intention you imbued into it. Lay the candle down and ground yourself. Laying hands upon the floor, allow the energy from your journey and your intention to release into the ground. And say, may the goals I set here this night manifest into the physical world. As above, so below. Blessed be. Closing the circle. Extinguish each flame as you recite the incantations. Great Mother who makes life from the light and gives our world form, thank you for your presence this night. I ask for your blessings as you depart. Wise Grandmother of the universe, I ask for your blessings as you depart. As you dismiss each direction, pick up the holly you placed at the opening of the circle. Spirits of the west, of water that fills the river in spring, I am grateful to you. Spirits of the south, of fire, and of the sun, my God, who provides new beginnings. Thank you for your blessings. Spirits of the east, of air, and the precious breath of life, I am grateful for your blessings. Spirits of north, of earth, that sustains me, thank you for the blessings you've bestowed upon me this night. Powers of the physical and metaphysical realms, I bid thee farewell. Allow the sun, green and red candles to burn down as long as you wish. Using an athame, holly, or finger, cut and open the circle. Blessed circle, cast around, I release thee unto the ground, unto the air to scatter free, unto the storms, unto the sea. Go find your home within the all. Thy circle is released, our boundary falls. Just as darkness is followed by light, so winter is followed by spring. The wheel of the year and of my life continue to turn. My circle is open, but not broken. With the hope of peace on Mother Earth in my heart, I depart. Blessed be.